June 21, variant 1. Characteristic of all living organisms. Characteristic of all living organisms. I'll choose something from Mrs. Gren. What is the characteristic from Mrs. Gren? It will be sensitivity. This is the only one from Mrs. Gren. Question 2. The table shows a section of DNA taken from 4 different organisms. Which 2 organisms are the most distantly related? How do I know if they are closely related or distantly related? Distantly related means that they have the biggest number of differences. طب, am I going to try all these? لا, look at the options. Let's compare W and X. C, G, different, different. These are the same, different, same, different. يبقى how many differences? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right بقى. أنا هنا I have 5 differences. طيب, what about W and Z? This is 1 difference. 2 differences. 3 differences only. What about X and Y? 1, 2, 3. برضو 3. What about X and Z? X and Z. This is 1, same. 2, same. 3, same. 4. يبقى which 2 has the biggest differences? It will be the first option. It will be the first option. They have the biggest number of differences, so they are the most distantly related. Scientists discover a new species. It has a segmented body, 2 pairs of legs on each segment. عندها جسم متقسم وكل جزء فيه 2 pairs of legs. يبقى دي أكيد مين؟ مين اللي عندها 2 pairs في كل segment؟ هي الدودة اللي هي الميريابود. كان عندي سنتيبيد وميليبيد. واحدة عندها 1 pair on each segment. واحدة عندها 2 pairs on each segment. اوكي. يوجلينا ماشي اورجانيزم اسمه يوجلينا. شايفه عنده سيتوبلازم، سيل ممبرين، نيوكليوس، لارج فاكيول، وكلوروبلاست. ايه الحاجات اللي هتكون موجوده في الانيمال سيل؟ امشي بعيني. بيقول لك كلوروبلاست اكيد لا، كلوروبلاست اكيد لا. طب هنا سيل ممبرين، سيتوبلازم، نيوكليوس. الحاجات دي موجوده هنا وموجوده كمان في الانيمال سيل. اللي بعده the blood vessels shown are all part of the same A. Blood vessels are all part of the same what? Each blood vessel is an organ. All of them together are part of the same organ system. Okay? They are part of the same organ system. Okay. A photograph shows a plant nucleus measuring 2 millimeter. This is the image. Okay? If the magnification is 500, what is the actual size of the nucleus? To get the actual size, I will divide the magnification by the image. Here, the answers are also in millimeter. If I do not have to change the unit, I will divide 500 by 2 millimeter. Sorry, I will divide 2 by 500. The image over the magnification. 2 over 500, it will be 0.004. By which process do oxygen and carbon dioxide move between cells and capillaries? Any gas in the body or in any organ, any gas move by diffusion. In the leaves, in the human body, any gases moves by diffusion. طب which process is involved in the uptake of glucose by epithelial cells of kidney tubule? This happens by active transport because it is against the concentration gradient in the kidney and in the small intestine from low concentration to high concentration. يبقى it is using active transport. Okay. مين element that is found in proteins but not in carbs? Proteins have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. This is the extra element in the proteins that is not available in carbohydrates. Another complementary base pairing question. A pairs with T. C pairs with G. C pairs with G. T pairs with A. يبقى the only correct part is D. Starch is digested by amylase in the mouth, but it is not digested in the stomach. Why is the starch not digested in the stomach? All starch digestion is completed in the mouth? لا, it's not completed in the mouth. It continues its digestion in the small intestine. pH in the stomach is not suitable for the amylase to work. Yes, pH in the stomach is 2. It is not suitable. It will denature the amylase enzyme. Okay. What is the statement that describes the word catalyst? Substance that decreases the rate. لا من غير يعني without completing the reading of the خلاص, these two are wrong. Substance that increase the rate of chemical reaction and it is changed by the reaction. No, it increases the rate and it is not changed by the reaction. Increases the rate and it is not changed by the reaction. Okay. Question 13. A leaf was taken from the plant. Chlorophyll was removed. The leaf was then tested for starch using iodine. The leaf D was variegated. It had white parts and green parts. He left it in sunlight. Okay. Oh, plant with striped leaves was kept in bright light. After that, he removed the chlorophyll to test it for iodine. What is the expected result? It will be A, okay. The white part will be yellow brown because there is no starch produced. Green part will be blue black because photosynthesis occurs and it produces starch. Okay. اه graph بقى وsentences كده كتير. The graph shows daily carbon dioxide uptake and transpiration by the plant. The plant is adapted to live in very dry conditions. Okay. What can be concluded? We will read one by one to check what is correct. More stomata are closed during the dark period. Let's check. If the stomata are closed, transpiration and carbon dioxide uptake will be less. Is it true? Dark period لا احنا this is from from مثلا 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. هنا stomata are closed. This is why the transpiration and carbon dioxide uptake is less. More stomata are closed during the light period. Oh, yes, they are closed during the light period. How did you know? Because the transpiration is less and the carbon dioxide uptake is less. طب, let's check the rest of the answers. There is no carbon dioxide uptake during the dark period. No carbon dioxide uptake. لا, there is carbon dioxide uptake. Oh. There is no water uptake. How will you know? Water uptake is not on the graph also. This is why we chose A, B, the only correct answer. Type. Statements describe the development of cholera. The options are either to start with 1 or start with 4. 4 بيقولي toxins are produced by the pathogenic bacteria. اوكي، لكن هنا chloride ions are secreted. Do I start with chloride ions? لا, I do not start with chloride ions. I start with the bacteria being attached to the small intestine and it releases toxins. So I will exclude A and B. After they secrete the toxins, chloride ions are secreted. 1, 1. Okay. And then what happens? Osmosis causes the water to move into the gut, so the person becomes dehydrated. يبقى I will choose C. I will choose C. What are the products when proteins are broken down? Yes, easy question. It will be amino acids. The diagram shows part of a cross section of the root. What are cells 1, 2, and 3? The first one is the root hair cell with the extension, and then cortex cells, and then, okay, لا, it's not mesophyll cell. The inner part is xylem cell, so it will be B. Root hair cell, cortex cell, and then xylem is in the middle of the root. The vascular bundle is in the middle of the root, so it is the xylem vessel. Mesophyll D in the leaf. A tricky question, repeated question. So let's understand it. The diagrams show an onion plant that has been grown from a seed. Each onion plant takes 2 years to flower and produce more seeds. This is the seed, gave out, grow into a plant, leaves, bulb, okay? And then here we left the bulb. The bulb grew again, developing a flower. What is the onion bulb acting in stage 3 and in stage 6? In stage 3, the bulb is growing. يعني the food made in the leaves goes to the bulb and the bulb grows. This means that here البulb دي source or sink? لا, it's a sink. طيب, in 6, the bulb is already in the soil and it starts producing leaves. يبقى البulb has the stored food that sends it to the leaves to grow. يبقى هنا البulb is a source. So it will be B. This one is the sink. This one is the source. Stage 3 and stage 6. What are the main vessels carrying blood to and from the kidney? Easy question. To the kidney, renal artery. From the kidney, renal vein. Which blood component makes antibodies? The white blood cells. The one with a segmented nucleus is the phagocyte. طب الفول nucleus, big round nucleus, it is the lymphocyte which produces antibodies. It will be C. Child is vaccinated. After a period of time, the child is infected with measles. The graph shows the concentration of measles in the child antibodies in the child's blood. Which statement is consistent with the information? Let's read one by one. After the vaccination, the child produced memory cells. Yes, but let's read the rest to make sure. The child had passive immunity against measles? No, it's not passive immunity. Passive immunity means that you inject antibodies after being sick. Measles virus contains antibodies? Invalid answer also. Vaccination failed to protect the child? No, it did not fail because when the child was exposed to measles again, the antibodies were high in concentration. يبقى the only correct answer is the first one. Vaccination produced memory cells, so when you're exposed to the disease, الantibodies بتعلى. Which sequence of changes takes place when we breathe in? Breathe in. Diaphragm contracts, external intercostal muscles contracts, the volume increases and the pressure decreases. So it will be the first one. The list shows some process that takes place in the human body. Which process uses energy released by respiration? Uses energy released by respiration. Production of new red blood cells. أكيد. Producing new cells needs energy. Transmission of nerve impulses. Yes. Diffusion. لا, diffusion is a passive process. It does not need energy. So it's 1 and 2 only. Equation for aerobic respiration. We know it. 6 oxygen plus glucose gives me 6 carbon dioxide and 6 water. Which statement about urea is correct? Urea is formed from A, excreted by A. Urea is formed from excess amino acids in the liver and it is excreted by the kidneys. Okay. The diagram shows the appearance of an eye when in bright light. Which row gives the correct states of the iris muscle in bright light? Iris muscle in bright light. Bright CC, circular muscle, contract. Therefore, the radial relax. في البرايت CC, circular muscle, contracts. What is the effect of adrenaline on the pulse rate and the blood glucose? It increases the pulse rate, it increases the blood glucose in order to give you more energy for the activity you are doing. Which statement about auxins are correct? They are made in all the cells? No, they are made in the tip only. They cause the cell to elongate? Yes. Auxins move by osmosis? لا, they move by diffusion. Auxins are unequally distributed? Yes. So it is 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Smoking is cancelled. A zygote has 10 chromosomes in its nucleus. What is the number of chromosomes in the cells of this species? Body cells, sperm cells, embryo cells. It will be C طبعا. Body cells, الzygote has a diploid number. The zygote has the full number of chromosomes, same as the body cells. The sperm cell has half the number. The embryo is still a body cell, so it will also be full number of chromosomes. Okay. How will the composition of the pregnant woman blood change as it passes through the placenta? As it passes through the placenta, it gives the baby some things and takes from it some other things. Of course, the oxygen will decrease because it will go to the baby, while the urea will increase because the blood of the mother takes the urea from the baby. Okay. What carries a copy of the gene to the cytoplasm to make a protein? mRNA. ياخد copy from the DNA and goes to the ribosome. Which statement about meiosis is correct? Daughter cells are identical? No. Chromosome number changes from haploid to diploid? No, it's the opposite. The cells are diploid and they are divided into haploid. Used to produce body cells? No, meiosis produce gametes. Allows the formation of new combinations of chromosomes. Yes, meiosis increases variation. Combination جديدة during fertilization when the sperms and the egg cells fuse together. Okay. Color blindness is sex-linked. What is the meaning of sex-linked? What is correct about it? It is located on the Y chromosome. لا. It's not on the Y, it's on the X. Located on the X. يبقى I will exclude A and C. A and D, sorry. طب let's check بقى. Located on the X chromosome, more common in males than in females. Yes, it is more common in males than in females. Then it will be B. The answer will be B. What type of variation is shown by the blood groups? Blood groups? Discontinuous variation. Does the environment affect the blood groups? يعني if I sit in a sunny weather مثلا, my blood group will change? No, it's not affected by the environment. It's only affected by the genes. New strains of crop plant can be produced by crossbreeding disease-resistant plants with those that give high yield. What is this an example of? Choosing the plants that are resistant to diseases, choosing the plants that have high yield, breeding them together. This is an example of artificial selection or selective breeding. Humans choose the desired features and breed together. But this is artificial selection. Which form of energy is transferred at point 1 and point 3? From the sun, of course, it will be light energy. Between the organisms eat each other. Any food is considered chemical energy. Chemical energy. Okay. Which organism feed as secondary and tertiary consumer? In order to be secondary and tertiary, يبقى it must have two arrows. Is it the fox? Let's check. If we moved in this food chain, the fox is secondary consumer. If we moved in this food chain, still secondary consumer. طب كده producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. يبقى yes, it is the fox. It is the fox. Okay? Here the owl is secondary and here it is secondary. The mouse is primary and primary. Okay. Why bacteria are useful in genetic engineering? They have cell walls? No. They produce sexually? No. The genetic code is different? No, it is the same. They have plasmids, and plasmids are useful in genetic engineering. Okay, the last question is cancelled. Old syllabus.